Hey guys, Figurecraft here, and today we're going to be doing the last issue of Shipment 9. This will be the last one that I'll be doing for a while until I get my next shipment in the mail. I'm scheduled to do my payment this next coming month. I think it's on the 7th is when they'll take my payment. And then after that we have to do the waiting time in the mail. But anyway, we're going to be doing issue 50 today. So, looking at my book here. 2 lifeboats and a cutter. Okay. So, opening up the box. Those are our parts. Step 1. Take the cutter 50G, the smallest of the 3 boats supplied with this issue, and the 2 supports 50H and 50I. Glue the supports into the holes at each end of the cutter as shown. Okay? So, opening up, there's our boats. So, put this to the side. And what's in here? Those are our tarpaulins. Okay. And we got a little dome. Alright then. So the first things first, we're going to get these open. Same thing as usual, fighting with a bag to get it open. There we go. And then I'll put this bag to the side and save it for later, because we'll be using that to put our next parts in the mail. Right then. So we got these and these. Okay, so the first ones that we need, this is small to show. The first ones that we need are these kinds right here that have like an angle to them. They got like a bent angle. You see? Versus the straight up and down ones. So we need the 2 angle ones, and we need the cutter, which is the smallest lifeboat. And then looking at my instructions, I'm looking how they're positioned. Let me get the Loctite Ultra Gel Control Super Glue lid off as I test fit these. So they look like they lean at an angle. Trying to figure out which way they lean on there. And I think in here, maybe. I guess it really doesn't matter as long as I get them in there right. But we'll figure it out. Make sure that this end that faces out is pointing on the outer side. So, putting that, and then I'm going to insert the first piece. I'm going to use a toothpick. Hang on a minute. I'm going to use a toothpick to wipe away this excess glue. Okay. So, eyeballing it from my standard. Like that. Making sure that they curve out like that. Because you don't want to put one on. I'll do this as a dry fit to show you. You don't want to put one on what's facing inward like that. They both want to be facing outward. So taking our next one, flipping this back around. And put a little bit. Then I'm going to insert it into the boat. Just like that. Let me look at these, make sure they're even. Because we don't want no uneven ropes. Which, those look okay. So, that's that part done. Okay, so going to the next page. Step 2. Take one of the lifeboats, 50F, and the tarpaulin, 50J. Fit the tarpaulin onto the boat. Fit a block gear 50L into the holes at each end of the tarpaulin, 50J. Do not use any glue at this stage. Okay, so we're going to take our tarpaulin that has the holes in it, and we're going to take one of our lifeboats, and we're going to put the tarpaulin onto the lifeboat. I'm going to close this off so the air doesn't dry the lid closed. And then we're going to take one of these block gears. Looking at the way it's shaped, because they're like at an angle. I'm going to put the block gear into the lifeboat there. I'm going to take my other block gear, and I'm going to put the block gear into the lifeboat there. And there we have that part done. Okay, so step 3. Take the boat deck assembly from the previous issue and position. Take the boat deck from, and position it carefully so that you can access the underside. Identify the position for the LED strip 50D across the joint between 44B and 49B of the deck. Okay, I have already done this because I don't record myself putting in these LED things because it's such a frustration with me. But it's talking about putting this LED right here in between where these two were connected. And this is going as it's getting closer to the back of the ship, because this right here is where the third funnel will set eventually. So it's right in there. So that's already been done. So step 4. As with previous strips, fit one edge beneath the tabs, and then, if necessary, use a flat screwdriver to lever up the tabs on the opposite side so that you can fit the strip beneath them. I was just telling you about putting the LED underneath those snaps. Okay, now we're on step 5. Take the davit arm 50E and the davit base 50M and check how they fit together. Pegs on part 50E fit into holes in the base 50M. Right. Glue in place. Identify the fixing point for the davit base on the boat deck on the middle section 44B near the joint below. One peg yellow arrow is larger than the other to ensure the davit faces in the right direction. Glue the pegs on the base of 50M in place below right. So now we got to take this davit and we got to make it first. So these are straight up and down. And it's going to go this way because you want to make sure that the pulley faces the inside of the deck. So, taking this, put some glue there, and put some glue there, and then we're going to take the little davit piece, and we're going to insert it. Just like that. And that right there is how our davit is going to look. Now I'm going to move some of this stuff over to the side because we need to make room. So taking our davit, I'll put it down here. Okay, so we're going to be moving right to here. I basically took it apart to make it easier on me, but where this is going to go, this davit arm is going to go right on the deck right here. It's going to go right there. So I'm going to do my thing where I basically dry fit it down first. Make sure I get it down all the way, if it'll go. I got to look at it. It's giving me some resistance. So it could be a thing where there's glue in the hole where it goes. But I'm trying to look at it right now. There is. There's glue inside the hole where it goes. So I gotta find my X-Acto blade and carve out the hole wider. So hang on a minute here, y'all. There it is. I'm trying to find my X-Acto. So opening up the hole wider, getting that glue out of there. Okay. Let me insert this back over the X-Acto blade. Alright, now we're going to try this again. Making sure that it's firmly secured down to the deck. I'm going to take my Loctite gel control. And rub some glue along the bottom of the peg. And with that, that davit arm is now in place. So, that step is done. Okay, so now turning to the next page, which is our last page. So, give me a few seconds here. Get this crazy thing situated. Okay. Step 6. Take the two benches 50B and identify the fixing point on the center section of the boat deck. 44B. Glue the tabs on the base of the benches in place as shown. Position the dome 50C inside the square surround on the aft section of the deck. 49B. Do not use glue for the dome. Okay. So we're going to take our 2 little benches that we have here. First things first, though, I'm going to get that boat deck over here, which is right here. And just for a dry fit test first to make sure they're going to go in okay. One's going to go right here. And the other one is going to go beside of it. Okay, I'll zoom you in to see what we're doing down there. But that's where they're going to go. And I got to glue them in place. So, once again, getting my Ultra Gel Control. Loctite Power Gel. Or Ultra Gel Control. I'm going to insert these benches into their location and let the glue do its job. Same thing again. Ultra Gel Control. Make sure we got plenty of glue on there. We're going to insert the bench into the position where it goes. And then we'll make sure that the glue does its job. Okay, and then I'm going to do another thing too while we're here. Since we've got this much done now, let me just close off this glue since we don't need the glue no more. I'll close it off. Okay, so with all of these lifeboats that I have, I should have one complete set of lifeboats on one side of the ship, but not the other side yet. So, let me just zoom you out here in a minute. I'll put you right here at this angle. So this one is going to sit right here where these davits are. I just gotta work it into place. Just like that. The other one ain't gonna touch where the deck is sliding down because I ain't screwed this together yet. And then the next one is going to go hanging off the side of the ship. This is the one that I was talking about that hangs off the side of the ship. I'm glad we got them, and now I know it's called a cutter. I didn't know what they were called. And these holes are at an angle with the pegs. I see from here. So trying to match the, see how it's slanted out of the way? Trying to match the angle is a another story. Come on. Okay, got one. And two. Looking at it here. It's on there, but it wants to go lopsided or something. Anyway, and then our last one. This one has holes in it. It's probably not the one that goes here, because we got to wait for a boat that don't have holes in it. Because the way this is going to go, I'm just going to snap it in for a test fit. But the way this is going to go, when we get the boat that don't have any holes in it, there's going to be a boat sitting right there with a tarp. And that's how it's supposed to look. Well, come back here. That's how it's supposed to look. But I can already tell that's probably not the boat that goes there. But that right there is how one side of it is supposed to look at the front. and on the other side. But this boat is too wide and too big, so there's probably another cutter that sits here. Because to me, this boat just seems too big. You can see it's covering over half. Either that or this boat ain't out far enough. I bet it's not out far enough, because there's going to be a metal side that's going to hold it out far enough. That's why it's not working. But anyway, that's going to do it for this issue. We finally got all of that out of the way and done. So I will read the completed work. Details have been added to the boat deck, store, the lifeboats, cutter, and LED cable carefully until they are needed. So we're going to have to store this LED light cable carefully, and I almost forgot. Let me go over here. I just now see it on my table. It's right there. We got to put this plastic dome helmet in place, which I know that ain't going to stay. But right there, plastic dome. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. And until my next shipment, we'll figure out what we'll be doing next. But until then, you all have a blessed one. And I will see you guys in my next video. And goodbye.